Wave. What is the difference between a porterhouse steak and a T-bone?
What is the difference between a
T-bone and a porterhouse?
T-bone.
So if you'll stay tuned by the end of this video, you should have a really good idea of what the difference is. So to kind of big picture of a side of beef like this, you have your chuck here, of course, and then your section where the ribeye or rib steak come from, and then your T-bone section, and then your sirloin. We'll break this part down here to show you the difference between a porterhouse and a T-bone.
So here we're breaking the carcass down, taking the short loin out.
Okay, so this piece that he's removed now has actually got the sirloin steaks on the end, and then we'll get down to the short loin here in a second. I'll show you that. Go ahead and take the sirloin.
So we're trimming the fat off this section, and then going to take off the sirloin steaks here.
And it's important to understand that a porterhouse is a T-bone, but a T-bone is not a porterhouse. And so again, this is the short loin, and so what you see here is the tenderloin is on the inside of this bone, and on this end, the tenderloin is bigger than it is when it gets to this end. You don't have much of a tenderloin left. And so the technical definition of a porterhouse is that this tenderloin part of the steak has to be at least 1.25 inches wide at its thickest point. So here we have more like a little over 2 inches. So this is definitely a porterhouse. And so we're going to go ahead and cut this up. The customer wanted this 1.25 inches thickness. So we're going to go ahead and cut this up and see how many porterhouses versus T-bones come out of this particular beef short loin. Alright, so we've got this short loin, we've got it sliced up here, and so now we're going to go through with this ruler and see which ones actually qualify as a porterhouse. Watch it. Alright, so was this stacked up like, let's see, how would this be? Okay, so we've got this whole short loin sliced up here into steaks, and so on the end here, of course, you can see the fillet is about 2.25, 2.5 inches thick. So if you go on down through here, this is obviously porterhouse, porterhouse, porterhouse. Now we're getting down to where it's questionable. Get the bone dust on here. We're still at a little over 2 inches there. Let's see what we got here. So here's like 1.75 inches. So we'll go down to this one. There's 1.25 inches. So pretty much at this point, from this point on down, it'd be considered T-bone. So there's your T-bone section out of this beef, and there's your porterhouse section of this beef. And it's a little bit subjective because if you have a smaller beef, of course, they're going to be smaller tenderloins. So it's not an exact rule. It's experts actually don't agree on exactly how to quantify porterhouses and T-bones, but that's the general consensus is that if it's 1.25 inches across your tenderloin, that it qualifies as a porterhouse. So there you have it. That's the technical difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse. But rather than endlessly speculating about the difference and the theoretical difference, why not order a half of our beef or a whole beef or a quarter beef and try them out for yourself and get some of both, some T-bone and some porterhouse. So for more information, head over to our website, showalterscountrymeats.com. And let's fix you up with a half a beef or a whole beef or a quarter beef. We hope to be speaking with you shortly. Wave. 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 Woo. Oh, you're still here? Yeah, so yeah, check it out, Show Walters Meats, and give us a call. Our phone number is 606-722-0211. You can call us there or text us, and we'd love to fix you up with one of our beef. Wave again. Woohoo! What is the difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse?
What is the difference between a porterbone and a T-bone?
Do you know the difference between a T-bone and a porterhouse?
Yeah.